Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Walmart exclusive Bucky Captain America, aka the new Bucky Cap mold, technically speaking, because they originally wanted to introduce this to bring in the new Vulcan mold and have this be, the Bucky Cap mold on stuff. But this one had so much sculpting on stuff, and they wanted to release this for the 60th anniversary line, and the Vulcan, they were going to get that out a lot sooner, and everything was just going to be a lot cleaner on that. It would have been a lot less new pieces. In terms of if this had been the original Bucky Cap mold, they wouldn't have ended up using the whole torso or anything like that, or the shoulders like they did. Actually, the shoulders maybe. I don't think that the stars are sculpted. But anyway, that's what they said in the initial live stream that they had when they showed this off. But this is the new Bucky Cap, and it's actually still available on Walmart. It didn't get delayed. The packages showed up fine, so it's hopefully, knock on wood, hopefully a new dawn for Walmart exclusives. I hope, because as far as I know, the Joe Fix-It is also still available, and then wasn't there another one? I think there was another Marvel Legends one. But without further ado, let's get into what Bucky comes with. So pretty much everything that he comes with, you can, see it on him right now, other than his alternate fists and his knife, which is hidden. But he comes with a pair of fists, one of which is already on him, and these are in a nice metallic color. These look really good. They actually have a little bit of sculpted line work on them, I think. It looks like it, anyway, which is pretty good. It's nice to see, like, the little bit of crinkled, latex or whatever it's, in universe supposed to be, like leather or something. But he's got a grip hand as well, and this is actually an up and down hinge, and it is for holding his knife. And speaking of his knife, let's remove his shield and pull that knife out. So here's the knife that he comes with. This is actually a pretty solid knife. It's nothing too shabby. It's got the black hilt. It's actually cast in a silver color. It is warped because of the way that his sheath is on his leg, but hey, it's still cool that we got this. I'm glad that we got all the same accessories and then some, as we did with the original Bucky. It would have been kind of BS if they didn't have him come with, at least the same accessories. But speaking of the gun and the shield, he comes with this pistol, which I don't know if this is a new pistol or not, but this is a really cool pistol. I like it. It's a nice kind of like gunmetal grayish material. It's got a lot of detail on it as well. Either an extended barrel or a silencer on it, which you actually can fit the Black Widow smoke effects. You kind of got to jam them in there, so just be careful. You don't want to break them, but they can fit in this, so that's pretty cool. And to go with that, he also has the holster on his side, which we'll go over that in a little bit. But for his alternate hand, since it is different, it is an up and down hinge on this hand, and it's a trigger finger hand, which is really cool. So can I get this to focus? There we go. Which is really cool, having, weapon holding hands that are both up and down hinges, which is so cool. It's very nice to see that. And last but not least, he wouldn't be Captain America without his shield. And this is probably the best Captain America shield that we've gotten in a long time. I mean, look at this thing. It's got the little bit of marbling on the side right here, which honestly doesn't bother me at all, because it looks like just, it looks like a metal, sheen, reflection, all that stuff. Like, this is the most reflective Captain America shield we've gotten, and it's so nice. Unfortunately, it does have the clamp system on it. And now going over the detail on Bucky, this figure is gorgeous. The blues that they use, the reds, the matte black, the whites, all of this just looks so good. Like, if we bring in and we punch in to get a look at the head sculpt here, this looks really good. Every paint app on him is just beautifully applied. It is missing. It kind of looks like a little bit right there, but it also might just be the light. The wings on the helmet look really good. He is looking off to the side a little bit, now that I really am seeing that under the camera, but that's not a big deal. The shoulders, which these are just painted on, but these look really good as well. The red is very metallic. It matches from the sculpted, by the way, stripes on his torso with his cuffs and gauntlets. He's got the black boots, which his boots are actually kind of a little bit shinier than his pants, which is really cool. I do like that. I've always been intrigued by Bucky's costume because it's very different from Steve's, and then obviously Sam Wilson's is very different from Bucky's and Steve's, and it's really cool to have, like, they didn't just go, oh, by the way, Bucky's Captain America now, or oh, by the way, Sam Wilson's Captain America now, and then just throw them in Steve's costume. I really like that they didn't do that. They they made the role of Captain America their own, and I think that's really cool. And I hope that we get a new Sam sometime soon, because this Bucky's great. We haven't gotten Sam in such a long time, and he's definitely due for a serious upgrade. As you can see, he's got all the pouches. It actually does have, I think, it's either the way this is hitting it or there is some silver on his buckles back here. It's definitely silver. I'm going to go on a limb and say that's definitely silver. He's got the canteen. He's got the pouches. He's got the holster for his knife like the original, which is awesome. He's got the gun holster, both of which fit so well. And just this figure is so nice. He's just awesome. This is the only time that I've been like, oh man, this is a Walmart exclusive, and it actually turned out amazing, because, you know, usually when we get Walmart exclusives, we aren't able to get Walmart exclusives, you know? Usually they just don't show up. And as far as I know from recording this video, he is still available, and same with Joe Fixit. So if you guys are interested in those, definitely go get them, because this figure is just mwah. And speaking of what makes this figure so mwah, let's go over his articulation. So weirdly, this Bucky, when they made this body, they must have been still under the idea of continuing the like ball joint, the double ball jointed head, because if I pop this off real fast, there we go. Ooh, that was a nice little pop. He doesn't have a hinge like the Bucky cap Vulcan body is supposed to have. So, which is interesting. I do find that a little strange, a little interesting, and it actually makes me curious, because if I bring in, you know, Bucky himself, bring in the Winter Soldier, which I do like that they're on the same build and all that stuff. I think that's really cool. If I pop this head off, I wonder, okay, maybe let's see if we can switch these heads, if it's something that anybody would be interested in. So let's try and pop this on here and see what we're working with. Okay, it popped on there. Nice. Actually kind of dig that. I think it looks pretty good. Also, I did paint this head, by the way, in case that's, some of you are unfamiliar with this head sculpt, but I think this looks pretty good. And as a result of him having the double ball joint, he can only look up about that far, can look down decent amount, not too bad, but not too great. He's got some tilt, which is really good. I do like that. That is the best thing about this kind of joint. He has, his shoulders go out all the way, about there. He's got butterfly joints, which his arms can go up and across about that far. I have not done the butterfly joint mod yet, which you can do on this, by the way. I've seen a lot of people do it online. So the same Vulcan body articulation mod, you can do it on this Bucky. I don't know if I'm going to personally do it. We'll see, though. Kind of see how I'm feeling after I turn off the camera. But he's got a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that go up that far. Like I already said, the hinges for the hands and all that stuff. His cuffs on his wrists are not glued. So if you wanted to, you know, customize this for whatever reason, you could. His torso goes that far forward, pretty good ab crunch. That far back, it does kind of get a little, you know, sticking out right here, but it's not a big deal. His torso, his waist joint is a little strange. So it's like, you can kind of see it right here. It's coming off of like the track that it's on. It's sort of similar to how the Ultimate Captain America was. It's like there's a piece in the middle that is joined between, so, you know, to keep it in place, but it's not keeping it in place the way that it's supposed to. Like, you can turn it and there's like a gap here, but it's not going to like fall off, you know what I mean? So, which is kind of strange. I guess that was their way of doing it, so they didn't have to glue it up high or too low, you know, like it could sit where it needed to, and I'm all here for it. I think it's great. His legs go out that far. It does run into the holsters on both sides, so just be careful. You don't want to warp your guns and stuff. Your knives can go that far forward and that far back. He's got waist swivel, he's got thigh swivel, double jointed knees that go up all the way, no problem whatsoever. He's got boot swivel. His feet go down that far, up that far. Wow, pretty far, damn. And of course, ankle pivot. And now on to some size comparisons. Here he is next to the Marvel Legends 60th Anniversary Black Widow, and then the Marvel Legends Totally Awesome Hulk Build-A-Figure Wave. Commander Rogers with different hands, gauntlets, head, you know, all that stuff, but around the same height, and these look really good. I like that Steve is, you know, he's just a little bit bigger than Bucky. They have, you know, they obviously have different body types like this, and this is really good. And I think that these three look really, really good together. And then here he is next to the Mafex Hush Nightwing, and then the 20th Anniversary Captain America. And I love the way that these three look together. I really like the just different blues and the blacks and all that. It looks really good. I also really dig the contrast between Bucky's shiny dark blue and Steve's very matte classic blue. I really love the way that that's coming across under my lights right now. And then for some fellow 60th anniversary wave figures, here's actually the Mark I Iron Man and then the Hawkeye and Sky Cycle Hawkeye. And these look really good. I like the silver and the blue, you know, the shiny metallic colors between the two of them, between obviously Tony and Bucky right now. I think these look really good. I am Hasbro, you know, I think I said it last year too. Hasbro and McFarlane just killing it. Obviously, Mafex is killing it. Mafex is always killing it. But to be fair, so is McFarlane and so is Hasbro. Everybody's toy companies, you're all just killing it right now. Bandai especially has been my dark horse for the year in terms of like killing it the most. Well, I wouldn't say killing it the most, but like really surprising me because their Spider-Mans are just... But overall, like I kind of want to keep Bucky and Tony together right now. I think this looks really good. Let's move Hawkeye out of the way. I don't know. I'm just really digging the silvery kind of look like here. If I bring in Thor, this is just his head sculpt. I never did review this 2-pack, but that's all right. I might get to it at some point. I really like the shiny of Thor's helmet, like the different metallic colors that have been used in this 60th anniversary wave just sing and they speak to me so well. But I really just, it's such a good time to be a collector. Like, obviously, I know, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, man, everything's so overpriced now and all that stuff. Okay, be a little, you know, pickier. Choose a little bit differently. But, hey, you get what you pay for. And, like, this Bucky, well worth it. Well worth the price. Because he comes with a lot of stuff. He's just, the paint apps are gorgeous. The paint apps alone make it worth it. And like same with the Iron Man, which for whatever reason, I have seen so many of this Iron Man on the shelf, and why are people sleeping on this figure? This figure is so good. But we're not talking about this Tony right now, we're talking about Bucky. And if you're a fan of Bucky, if you're a fan of Captain America, him as Captain America, even if you're not a fan of Bucky as Captain America, or you're just kind of like, I don't really know much about it, I could pass on this. Don't sleep on this. Do not pass on this figure. It is just so fun. He's just beautiful to look at. Like, even if you just throw them on the shelf and you're like, you know, I like it, I'll pose them every once in a while, whatever. Well worth it. So yeah, that's gonna do it from me, and I will catch you all in the next one. See ya.